What's up, everybody? Welcome to Refinement. This is a super exciting episode because I'm going to show you guys how to supercharge your sales and speed this up. So I have some exciting news. The reseller field guide is now completely in the profit, meaning I spent under $200 to get this store going. It's made $554 profit so far, and I've only invested $523 in inventory, and we still have $2,100 worth of stuff left. So at least 2/3 of that is profit. So we're looking at $1,500 worth of profit in this store in exactly 1 month. Not bad, considering we broke even literally after 1 month. We got our $200 investment back. But I figured out a way to make this go a lot faster because this is not that exciting. People are like, Chris, I don't really want to wait a month just to break even. I want to get rich now. Okay, so let's try to speed this up. I was going to create another store that had no budget, meaning I could just invest as much as I want to grow that store to $2,000 a week, which is more of a professional level income. But true to my own advice, I'm going to create a system where items come to me. So I don't have to go out there and look for them. So I'm going to create some consignment terms. So let's get into it. On my website, I am going to do some marketing to get people to come to my website, Daily Refinement, and start sending me things. So this is the beginning of the website. I put consigning with us is as easy as 1, 2, 3. I'm going to make 3 pictures here, so those are very easy to understand. I want people to sign an agreement saying the exact terms, which I'll go over with you guys in just a second. I link to my FAQ. Basically, I have people pay to ship their items to me. It needs to fit in a 16 by 12 by 8 box and be 35 pounds or less. I have a package receiving service, so the items will go there, and if they're over this, it better be something really good. So people need to fill out this form and tell me what's in the box. And I've already spoken to a local charity that will get these items in case they don't match my criteria. So what are my criteria? Here's the FAQ. I made this on Squarespace. Unfortunately, I'm not a sponsor of them yet, but I will be eventually. So I'm sure you guys can sign up with my link in the future and get 10% off a website. I'm gonna manifest that into existence, that sponsorship. So people are gonna ask, what can they send to me? I picked some of my favorite categories: men's and women's shoes. I only want shoes that are excellent, like new or new condition. I really don't want to spend any time cleaning shoes because there are so many shoes out there. I might as well just sell the ones that are in great condition. Original box preferred, but not required. I like selling watches, laptops, appliances, small electronics. They all have to be functional. I'm not going to sell any as is or broken items. Luxury goods. I have a pretty decent eye for authentication, and I know plenty of people to help me authenticate high-end goods. I'm not going to sell any women's or children's clothing. The return rate is too high for me. Not that it's not profitable, I just prefer not to do it. All men's clothing worth over $50. Vintage or rare items, I'm going to have people inquire first to make sure that it's legit. And then cell phones, I'm going to use CheckMend to confirm that these aren't lost and reported stolen phones. So I'm going to have stuff coming to me that fit into these categories. They have to be over a $50 ASP because I don't really want to sell anything less than 50 bucks. Anything less than 50 bucks, I'm just going to straight donate to the American Cancer Society. It's pretty close to where I live, so I'm going to drop it off there. It's also not too far from the package receiving service. Ideally, I'm going to unbox everything there and make sure what's in it is what's in it. I'm going to make sure that people check their items thoroughly. I'm going to be a little more specific in the future and make sure people know like the items need to be in excellent condition, or I'm just going to straight donate them. Customers are required to sign a contract, and the contract's going to say like if it doesn't meet all these criteria, you're either going to pay $10 to get it shipped back to you. I don't earn a profit on that. That's just literally the cost of processing it and sending it back. And also, we did not sell stolen goods. We'll see what happens as I run this experiment. I'm sure some stolen goods will come in. I am doing a lot of homework to figure out what you do in case that happens. I'll probably just report it to law enforcement. I don't live too far from the police station, so knock that out. I like the way FAQs are set up so that you can collapse the question. So the next question is, how much do people make when they send it to me versus consignment? Well, I broke it down into 2 different ways. People can just sell the item to me. So in that case, if a person sells me an item, or it's my own item and I want to throw it in the store, I'm just going to be my own consigner and put items in the store. And except for instead of paying somebody else for the item, I'm just going to be the person buying for the store. That way I don't need to overcomplicate this and make it super complicated as far as like trying to run multiple stores for people to watch. I can just have one store and show you guys that consignment doesn't require any capital. It just requires a lot of organization. So I'm going to take, if people want to just straight sell me their item, it's going to be a quarter of what it sells for. So if it sells for $100, you get 25 bucks, either PayPal or check, or a third option, you can donate the money straight to Oakland Children's Hospital. I'm hoping I can find a lot of people that will pick either a straight donation check that goes to Oakland Children's Hospital, or if they want to do it through consignment, I'll set it up straight on there so that it has the charity auction inside of the auction itself. And that'll make it super easy because I didn't like that eBay bills you individually for every single auction for the charity. But in this situation, it's perfect because I want to just have it be simple. So that way people can see it. I'm going to send people 4 emails, which I'll go over right now really quick, which is, actually I'll go over it in just a second, but I'm going to send people 4 emails, and when we pay it out, I'll let them know that the check is on its way to charity. I'm looking for items that are over $50, preferably over $200. This is including free shipping. I'm going to find out what it costs to ship to New York City from California and use that as the default shipping rate. I'm going to price my items 5% below estimated market value price. I'll go over the exact terms of that in just a second. But the idea is I want to attract really, really high-end items from people who don't care about what they get paid. So either the money is going to go to charity, or they're going to get roughly 55% of what they send in on expensive stuff, and around 45% if the item is under $100, $50 to $100. They're only going to get 45%. So it's almost a 50-50 split if they send it to me. And this is versus $75 if you sell it yourself. I think it's good to let the customer know you can do all the work and get 75 bucks, or I can do all the work for you and you can get 45 bucks. Let the customer know. And if people are looking to sell some goods and get some money, they can just quickly liquidate it to me and I'll take the risk of waiting. Or they can wait a little bit longer and get close to what they're looking for the item. So next would be, are there any upfront costs? I'm not charging anything, but I am going to let them pay for their own shipping in. I was considering paying for people's shipping. I may do that if there's some really nice items, but for the most part, I have tried little mini versions of consignment, and every time I do, I get more than I want. So I'm going to just up the ante, make it harder to send stuff to me. And that is that's my actual address. If you guys want to send it to my packaging service, Daily Refinement, my address is linked right here. If you want to go drop it off, I'm probably going to have people meet there. I don't know. I'll have to talk to my service and see if they'll actually receive a package. Probably not. So I'll have people mail it. If it is local and over $1,000, then I will go pick it up in person. Otherwise, it's not really worth your time to go there unless you're going to make at least 300 bucks for the time, the traffic. You got to coordinate with the person to get the stuff. So I will do that if they have a lot of good stuff. And I'm hoping I can grab people in a garage sale scenario. So if they're like, hey, and I can email them, hey, if you're having a garage sale this weekend, why don't I just stop by and cash you guys out right now for the whole thing? Or if you want, if you go to an affluent area, why don't you let me cash out the whole thing and I'll send that check to charity. Since you guys don't need the money, but you want the space, I'll take all of it. Whatever we can't sell, we'll just donate directly to the American Cancer Society. Whatever we can sell, a larger check will go to Children's Hospital of Oakland. Okay, so are there any weight or dimensional restrictions? Yes, I don't want stuff over 35 pounds. I don't want stuff that doesn't fit in a 16 by 12 by 8 box. Just because of dimensional restraints that I have and shipping discounts. 16 by 12 by 8 is where I want to be. How long does it take to list? 2 weeks. Customers are going to get 4 emails. When I get the item within a day. When the item is listed, I think within 2 weeks. When an item is sold, they'll get an email. And then when the check is mailed out on the 5th of the month, they'll get an email. Also, if the check is going to the charity, they'll find out. Also, this is a conglomeration of a whole bunch of consignment models that I've been looking at. One of my one model I like that's a little bit easier than this is just a 60-40 split. So whatever they sell for, you give them 60%. So they don't have to do this math. There's like, oh, if I give it to you for 100, I get 60. Cool. If I give it to you for 200, I get 120. Cool. But the reason why I'm doing it in this format is to prevent people from sending me stuff under 50 bucks, because it's like they pay a bigger premium for that. So I want more expensive items coming in. Where do we price the item at and who handles returns? So we don't offer best offer. I don't like best offer. I'm not going to offer it. I'm going to offer the item competitively priced. I'm not going to do any promoted listings. Just going to price where it's at. And I'm going to lower the price 5% every month for 5 months. So after 30 days, 5 months, I'm sorry, 5%, 60 days under 5%. After 6 months, it will be lowered 25% to 75% of estimated market value. And if it doesn't sell, you can either buy it back for $10 per item and I'll send it back to you, or we can do a $9.99 auction and see wherever it ends at. If it ends at whatever, I'll take the hit. You take the hit. We both share the hit. If it doesn't sell, we can donate it. But I don't want stuff in my store longer than 6 months because I don't want a huge store. I just want a few thousand items and I want the stuff to churn. And I'm not going to sell super rare items that take 5 years to sell. So I just want stuff that will sell within 6 months. And if not, people can get it back, or they may just want to liquidate it. I'm not going to have any returns on consignment items. And again, I'm not going to be spending any money on the item. So it's not really that big of a risk for me to not have any returns. The customer can force a return if they market item not as described, but that's the case for any platform. So because this is not my money with the item, I don't mind not having any returns. A slightly slower sell-through rate is no problem in this particular model. And then what if they want the item back? We just charge 10 bucks to send it back to people. So this model right here, I'm going to do a little bit of marketing. So I'll show you guys how I do that in the future. And I obviously need to finish the marketing, make it really easy to understand. 1, 2, 3, sign the agreement saying that you didn't steal this and that you own it. Number 2, ship your item to us. And number 3, fill out this form. And the form needs the match. So like if you're telling me you're going to send 3 pairs of Jordans to sell, then this return mailing address needs to match the box coming to me so I can confirm it's actually you, and then we'll get it up within 2 weeks and we'll see what happens. But the overall objective of this is that net $15,000 per month, and it shouldn't take too long. Hopefully it takes less than 90 days. We're already 30 days into this experiment, so now I am going to be my own consigner and start pumping items into the store so that you guys can see what happens when you start doing consignment. But to tell you the truth, I know for sure once I start doing some marketing, there's going to be some really cool, expensive stuff that comes into my store. And hopefully, you know, I kind of set an arbitrary goal of donating at least $100K to the Children's Hospital every single year, which means, you know, at roughly 30%, that's like $300K in sales. So if this does $25,000 per month, and the people of those auctions where people just want to send it to charity, that would be awesome. So that's kind of my goal for this, is to donate $100,000 to Oakland Children's Hospital with people that don't want the check back. They just want it to go to a good cause. And also, right now is really prime time to do this, guys, because there is minimalism happening. Millennials are moving out of their houses by age 39. And they're not going to mooch off their parents anymore, and their parents are going to have a 3,000 square foot house and want to move into a 400 square foot place like me. I just did that move, and it took me 2.5 months to get rid of all the stuff that I accumulated living there for just a couple years. I cannot believe how hard that was. So I am at the end of my decluttering. I don't have anything I don't want at this point, and there are literally millions of Americans about to do the same exact thing right now. So it's a great time to be in liquidation. So hopefully everyone's having a great day, and I'll see you guys next time.